Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a product review that has been asked by my viewers for quite some time now, and I am finally doing it, and that is I am going to review these two lines here from KastKing, the KastPro 8X Finesse and the 13X Finesse Braided line. I'm going to go pretty honest right off the bat. The reason why I didn't really do a review is that I didn't like it, and yeah. It's winter cleaning right now, prepping for spring, and I was like, hey, look, what I dug out, lines that I don't like. Might as well tell the people because, marketing is an interesting thing. When you see the word finesse, what do you think of? As a finesse angler, when I'm looking for line, I'm hoping for the thinnest line possible when I see the word finesse. Within, like I said, the name of the line, right? Unfortunately, these lines here are not thin at all. Okay, they're pretty thick. And I'm bringing out the specs for you to see, and we'll talk about the specs and the way that KastKing market the line. So I printed these two out here. We don't really need to look at both of them, of the specs. We'll just look at one, okay? So we're just gonna look at the 8X first, and then I guess I will jump on the 13X just to show, okay? All right, so when you look at this chart, it's just too much numbers, right? And I'll tell you what, these line here are rated for, 6, 8 to, 30 pounds. So this guy right here, the line that's in my hand is rated for 6 pounds. However, there's this odd little thing right here. This line right here says actual break strength is 13.2 pounds. What? Dude, if this is rated for 6 pounds, shouldn't be 6 pounds. It's so confusing, all right? Like, if it's actually 13.2 pounds, put 13.2 pounds. Get rid of that, boom. A lot easier to read, right? Anyhow, I'm looking at the line diameters here. This is pretty thin stuff. However, when I'm comparing to other line, 6 pound test line is actually a lot thinner than this here. So this here is too thick. Now, without bringing another brand in, like, I love Varivas, high-end Japanese line, I'm gonna bring KastKing line. I can't just beat up on KastKing, right? I gotta at least show them some love because I am a big supporter of KastKing because they helped me fulfill some of my dreams. When I was part of KastKing, right, they were reluctant at first to bring out finesse products such as BFS reels, but I was able to coax them to release some BFS products. I worked with KastKing to release the KastKing Zephyr BFS Reel, their spinning SFS reels, and of course the Zephyr rods, both casting and spinning, right? But since I'm no longer with KastKing, I could be pretty honest. But I still like KastKing, and I hope that they'll continue expanding their finesse lineup. But I just didn't like the lines here. Okay, the KastPro finesse stuff, I think is a huge mistake on their end. But like I said, I can't just throw punches. I got at least give them a pat on the head once in a while. And this guy right here, I do like. Okay, 6 pound test line, 0.004 inch. In fact, I have this marketing material from the website, and it looks a lot better. So anyhow, as you see, based on the specs, this line here, the Destron, is supposed to be thicker than the KastPro, right? However, that is not the case. That is not the case. When I put the lines side by side and I feel them, you may not see it with my phone camera here, but this braid right here is actually slightly thinner than this here. And I could easily tell, just by feeling it on my end, but also I could see it visually when I tie knots. So another thing I believe that's incorrect with their KastPro Finesse Braided line is that their measurements are totally wrong. Let me just jump back to Destron for a second. If you love throwing thin line, especially for the finesse stuff, you gotta try the Destron. This is a 4-strand PE line, and it is, once again, thinner than this guy right here, okay? This is an 8-strand, but still, whether it's 4-strand, 8-strand, or 13-strand, if you say it's a specific breaking strength and specific line diameter, that's what it should be, okay? But unfortunately, these guys are not accurate in the measurement of the lines. But anyhow, I want to switch over to the 13X for a second, 13 strands, and I'm gonna show you, right, that this guy is super duper thick. And if I were to compare it to the 6 pound, jumping from 6 to 8 pounds, it shouldn't be a huge difference, right? And once again, you may not be able to see this, right? Yeah, you definitely can't see it, but I could see it because I'm holding it right in front of me. This guy is thick. And if you look at the actual breaking strength of the 8-pound, it's close to 20 pounds. That's thick, all right? And now I have to bring in another line from another brand because that's the only stuff I have right now. And here it is, Varivas. This is an 8-strand PE line rated at 1 go. For those who are not familiar with the Japanese rating system, for lines, they like to compare lines from one to another by line diameter. Then they give an estimate line strength. And I do have a chart here. For 1 go, okay, it's approximately 0.171 or 0.0067 for diameter, right? So we take a look at here. They gave these here, okay? So technically, they're 8 pounds, so it would be thinner than this line right here. Unfortunately, when I put these two lines together, okay, the 13X and the Varivas 8, once again, you can't see it, but if you guys trust Jimbo, because most of you guys watching my videos pretty much trust me, right? I hope. Anyway, I am feeling this. It feels like the 13X is a lot thicker. And not only that, maybe because it's 13 strands, it's actually very stiff. There you have it, my review of the KastKing 8X and 13X Finesse Braided Line. Once again, I'm very disappointed with the lines here, and I don't recommend these lines for anyone, especially if you're in the finesse fishing realm. These lines are just too thick, and when you have too thick of a line, especially for spinning folks, for those who love spinning reels over bait casting reel, BFS reels, it's really, really important to use the most thinnest line out there. For those who love spinning reels over bait casting reel, BFS reels, it's really, really important to use the most thinnest line out there. And it's really, really important to be able to read the specifications and have, one, accurate pound ratings, or, kilogram, whatever you guys use. And also, line diameter have to be accurate. And in this instance here, with this product here, neither are accurate, okay? Once again, to KastKing, get rid of this, use this, and remeasure your line. Let me give you an example, but the more extreme side, right? Frogging. There's a reason why people do not fish frogs with spinning setup, especially in heavy cover, because you use super thick line, right? You have a spool, right, on your spinning reel. When you cast, you're not gonna get any distance because when the line casts out, right, because the line is so thick, it shrinks the line that's on your spool, right? And therefore, as you cast out, the spiral becomes smaller and smaller, a lot quicker, and that rubs very, very quick on the top of your spool, creating friction. So that reduces your casting distance. So it's a no-no, all right? So with that said, this guy here, definitely not finesse fishing, not at all. I would not get this for any spinning setup. If you are in the market looking for some thin line for your BFS setup or your spinning setup, and if you are a KastKing fan, I do highly recommend trying the Destron because this is super cheap. See this right here? 600 yards, 6-pound test line. Guess how much money this is right here? This thing here costed $25.99. Very, very affordable, okay? Now, the line here looks pretty sexy, but it does fade a little bit. Well, not a little bit, but it fades quick, okay? These lines here also fade pretty quick. These bright green, but that's how pretty much braided line are. They all pretty much fade, okay? If you wanted to buy high-end stuff, I highly suggest trying some Varivas line from Japan. Of course, they are sold in the US as well. You can check out Bait Finesse Empires to see what they carry, and if they don't carry what you want to get, you guys can check out Varivas website themselves, okay? And the details are in the description below. Anyhow, I thank you all for watching. I hope you have found this video useful. Don't be fooled by marketing schemes, okay? Finesse don't mean finesse in this case. Anyway, the fish don't wait. Get out there, buy your fishing lines, re-spool for spring, and get ready to slay. Toodaloos.